his hand in his pocket. He's wearing a t-shirt. All the other shooters have like these fancy binocular goggle flip down things and these like technical arm sleeve things for support. And he just like walks up like a casual with a t-shirt and just he's almost like he was going gangster style or something. You know, it's just like he just looks like he wasn't trying at all. He's like the world's best. He's broken all kinds of records and won everything.
Was that in the biathlon?
No, I think that was just a
Italian, right?
Probably. This is how little I pay attention. Is I don't know the answer to any of these questions. All I know is that this dude's like presence, his vibe was so hilarious, and the competition is ridiculous. I mean, if you look at the competition, like they look like sci-fi characters because they have all this elaborate like headgear and like weird stuff.
The art that they use, it's so much technology on a simple arc. But this guy was like, I have my single arc and world record.
I remember something like this, but wasn't this from years ago?
Yeah. It was like a couple years ago, I think.
Get out of here! I'm not that old school.
Well,
see, I keep track of some things, you know.
Yeah, but I don't know of these winter games if there are new memes or things. I couldn't watch any.
Yeah, I haven't seen any yet, but I've also been completely avoiding social media, like almost entirely. Like you were saying, Stella, I'm not consuming a whole lot of content. I'm not engaging very much. So
Ranker.com has all your memes from the 2026 Winter Olympics.
Okay. Ranker as in like ranking them?
Yes, RANKER.com. That is an official link.
Okay. When you said Ranker, for some reason the first thing that I spelled it RANCOR, Rancor. And I was like, why does that have to do with the Olympics?
And I understood wanker, but that's an whole story.
Yeah, don't go to that website.
To wanker.com? No, better not.
No. Do not recommend. 1 out of 10.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Welcome, everybody. This is our DAO call. We're just talking about random wanking.
Random Olympics ranking.
Ranking. That's what I said, right? Ranking.
Ranking. Yeah, exactly. That's what you said.
Yep.
Okay, you do your thing, Trix. I stop disrupting. I feel I always make everything
fun. Yes, you do. It's great. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. And thanks everybody else for joining. So today we have some fun items on the agenda. Number 1 on the agenda, because I wrote the agenda, is me. I put up my proposal I called it the DAO Communications Steward, because I'm really sad if I don't get a steward title. So I'm just going to make one up and see if you guys approve it. So I don't know, we'll find out. But since we don't have the funding that we previously expected, the scope of the governance and membership steward role had to be cut back. But I do still want to, keep hanging out with you guys and helping out in whatever way that I can. So this is my proposal, and you guys can read through it. Let me know what you think. But it's basically just to keep running these calls and helping with the monthly newsletter. And that's pretty much it. I felt, bad asking for money, but I was very, very strongly forced to do so. So I did. Hopefully you guys feel like it's reasonable. I'd love to continue doing this and helping out. So take a look, see what you guys think. And I think we've got stuff kind of moving forward for passing proposals, which is the next item on the agenda. So once that's in place, then we'll start putting proposals up. So update on the quorum. We've got the multi-sig figured out this morning, earlier today, I guess it was morning for me. We got the stewards together, and everybody participated in helping get the multi-sig to self-delegate tokens to itself. So now when new proposals are put up, the multi-sig can vote in abstain And so we're going to put up one proposal to delegate DAO tokens to a handful of the stewards, and that will give them a little bit of extra weight. This is in line with what the DAO has done before. Steward roles have had DAO tokens delegated to them in the past, so we're just refreshing that with some of the new leadership. And then once that's done, that'll be the only action that the multi-sig makes with those tokens. Those tokens will move on. They are heading towards the Ichi Vault, I believe. That's their final destination. So the multi-sig won't be engaging in governance on an ongoing basis. It's just for this one-time vote to get some delegations to our stewards so that we can consistently pass quorum, which is the goal. And so once those delegations are in place, we'll be back in the game. We'll be down away like crazy. You won't be able to stop us. So keep your nose peeled for that. That'll be coming down the pike. The other item we have, Danny is in here. Danny, did you want to talk at all about you and the Nupa's plan, or is that not ready for conversation on the call yet? Or maybe you're not able to talk
come
today.
again. What was it you said? The new what plan? Sorry.
The education program that you guys, the series that you and Anupa were working on, we were talking about it this morning in the steward call. I just didn't know if you guys want to talk about it today in the weekly call.
I think Anupa would be better for Anupa to talk about that.
Okay, Stella, you got input?
Yeah, because she asked me for advice, so I know everything about it.
Perfect.
So essentially Danny and her started talking about doing just steady live streams, or just being more out there, essentially, right? Talking directly to developers, directly to potential users, all of that. And then we thought, based on what we extracted from our social media analytics, that actually the format we had was already good, right? Introducing the people of Unlock, right? And that can mean people within the DAO, the projects that they are building, like projects from outside who have integrated with Unlock, or the other way around. So we already had a format that was working. The only thing that wasn't working, doing it very regularly, right? And so this is where Anupa comes in, because she's actually, the way I met her was when she onboarded me to Role Model Rebels, and she was doing live streams for them. And I think now having her here is actually absolutely fantastic news, right? Because it means we can do this together, and hopefully do this on a very regular basis, as we discussed this morning in the steward call. And so everyone can participate, essentially. It's not really limited to anyone or anything specific.
Nice. I love it. I think it's a great plan. I'm excited that everybody that is involved with this is pushing it forward. So thanks to Anupa and Danny and Stella for all working together on that one. But yeah, community spotlights are going to be great. Sharing the voice of Unlock, because that's what really everything about Unlock revolves around that, right? That's our whole reason for being here, is to enable people to pursue their own communities and their own groups and activities and events, and whatever it is that you're doing, you can do it on chain through Unlock, and people need to hear about that and hear about how that's working, and what Unlock really unlocks for your own adventures. So I'm excited to hear some of these stories, to share some of these stories. I really hope that everybody, chooses to participate in some level, because it's a great activity, and I think it'll help draw attention, not only to Unlock, but also to the things that the community members in Unlock are doing. And we'll get to community updates here in a minute. We've got updates from Danny on the P2E Inferno, and Will's got some great updates for us on a handful of things. Looking forward to that little list. So we'll continue pushing that attention as well. But before we get to that, Stella has some updates on the Phoenix Gate app. Sounds like exciting things.
Yeah, let me actually try. This is why I joined also with my phone, and I cannot make it entirely quiet, so you might hear some sound. I will try to keep this as minimal as possible. How can I actually, let's see, there, start screen share, so broadcast. Does it work? Oh yeah, it works. Okay.
Yep.
So you guys. So this is the Phoenix scanner. This is actually let me close this and open this again. So this is this is how the app currently looks like. I just sent Carol some more things to update. But essentially, you enter it by clicking on the floating Phoenix symbol, and this is how you get there, right? And then I apologize. I have to swiggle around a little bit. And yes, oh God, don't remind me of this, because it appears I have to buy liver today to make my dog eat her tablets for medicine. So that's annoying for a vegan. Where is banana? Yeah. So I have here here's my burner card. Okay, on this burner card are four different NFTs, but four are on there, but 3 do matter. Okay, so I'm just using the base one because it's the upper one. So essentially, if you're an event organizer, right, this is the app. Okay, so this is not for a normal user to see. This is just if you're organizing an event, like Stacey has organized Ethereum Bolivia many times with her team, right? Then this is your app to use if you have the burner cards, right? And then you can select the blockchain network. In our case, it's Base. You can import the contract once, right? So at the beginning of the event. And then you go to continue to scanner. And so if I tap on scan, I realize whenever I'm sharing, I'm broadcasting, I cannot use NFC technology on this phone. Okay. So this is the part that I can only show you like this. Okay. But essentially you tap to scan, right? And then this pops up and then, oh, actually it's working. Oh, that's great. Okay. So anyways, this is how you then know that someone actually owns this NFT, this membership, right? Or this event ticket, and can easily access. So for the user, the experience is very simple. You drop it to their card, which is a hardware wallet from burner.pro, right? And after that, it's just as easy as tapping it onto the phone of the person who is at the entrance of the event. So, you know, at the same time, and this is something that I really want to underline, right? All of this is fully self-custodial, right? This is a hardware wallet, right? And the membership comes from a decentralized protocol. It cannot get any better than that, honestly, right? Because it's fully decentralized, yet the user experience is as easy as tapping your freaking card. So yeah, I'm super happy with this. It's coming really well together. It's like, see, we still have the logs on here to see if anything ever goes wrong and to index that. And we need to do some graphic corrections, but this is the app. And then, you know, you just scan the next one, right? This is like, I don't know. I don't think it can get any easier.
I don't know if it can either. I mean, this is such an amazing way to onboard people to Web3 because all you have to do is drop ship them a card and everyone knows how to use a card. It's familiar. It makes sense. It's physical. It's tangible. They don't have to understand that it has anything to do with crypto. All they have to know is that now they have a card that they can use to access events. And now it's a wallet, right? It's a self-custodial wallet. So once they access that event, they can get onboarded into your ecosystem, whatever that is, right? And so now people can start sharing their identities with each other with this card. They don't have to know anything about passkeys or any kind of wallet on their device. It just opens up so many doors for people to engage on chain without even having to know that they're on chain. But once they learn they can immediately transfer all that experience and knowledge directly into what they start to understand in the future. They can become power users directly from that starting point if they want, or they can just continue to use this card. And every time somebody puts money on that card, they can use it to, exchange things, or, they can receive NFTs or other things like that. But yeah, I think this is amazing. This is exactly the step that, in my mind, has been necessary to start doing IRL kind of events, right? I could start doing this in my local community. Anything I wanted to organize about anything, right? I could just start drop shipping these little cards and issue membership NFTs.
Also, I don't want to make like a total case for burner here, but it is one of the cheapest hardware wallets out there right now. If you buy it in bulk, you can even get it like branded. So, let's say if Will's, Will is very involved or has been involved with the Let's Grow community, right? You could get like the Let's Grow community, logo and everything designed on the cards, right? Make it really custom. So I'm actually planning to have this done for Alana, and then sell a portion directly in our merch store, right? So people who really want the wallet, right, they can buy the branded version, and then obviously for Nucleus Guardian, so that is equivalent to Stewards here. Our name is a little bit more fancy. They will obviously get that, right? Because they hold a higher position, they have more responsibility, they will be more out there. But I think, this has been a missing bridge. And so the one thing that we're now going to work at is there will be a credits page for the people who worked on this, right? So that's one more thing we want to implement. And the other thing we want to implement is a customization feature. So you see how right now everything is in Alana colors, but quite, the dark mode situation. So we want to enable organizers to, put in their colors, load in different backgrounds, right? So when they're at the entrance of scanning, right? And then, the Phoenix logo on the actual scanning page will be replaceable with their own logo, right? So whenever, people at the entrance look at the phone, they will think it's their custom app, which obviously not true, right? But it's a thing. And then I just texted Carol and I said, well, it would also be cool if, at the end of an event, we could make it so, CSV sheet is being spit out. So people can save all the wallet addresses that they scanned in, right? Because obviously there is no connection back to the front end side of the protocol, right? Because the front end and unlock protocol does the whole that was scanned, or verified, right? That's a front end element, so that's not something we have access to, but we can have our own front end element that can do that, right? So yeah, okay. Anyways, it's going somewhere.
Nice. One feature that I just keep thinking about with all this kind of stuff that I don't see anybody using yet, so I'm curious for somebody to figure out or to start using this feature, but it's the ability to sell an event ticket and have it refund to the attendee once they get scanned in. That's an option that I've seen in the settings that you can select. And I saw Julian say something about it recently. I don't remember what it was, but or you could use that with these burner cards where people have to pay for the event and then they get shipped their burner card. But then when they come and actually attend the event, you can refund what they paid, or a partial amount. I don't know if you can do partial or not, but that would load back money onto their card once they attend. And then you could have activities at the event where you use the card to spend the money that got refunded back onto it. So it's like a whole educational experience, and it doesn't necessarily have to be funded by you guys. You can make people fund it themselves by having to pay to come, but then you use the money that they paid to actually engage at the event. I don't know, just an interesting idea. But yeah, I love this. This is super cool. I'm excited for first experiments to put it out in the wild and let's see it rip.
Actually, on that note, I spoke to Snacks because he has been like me. He's been totally going down the rabbit hole of vibe coding, of course. And we had a longer conversation on Friday, actually. And he built RSV Pizza with vibe coding. He's not sure if it's using Unlock because he was like, I don't know what Claude is using. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. So I wanted to see if I can take a look and see how easy it is to actually integrate Unlock, right? Because he's not against it at all. He just doesn't know how to. And then I was thinking, maybe not the one only at Ethereum Denver, but maybe the pizza event after that could be something where we use this already, because Digital Spenders Club is not having a presence at ETH Denver this time. So that's not working out for us. Flexa has. But yeah, I'm also talking to my friend Booby over at Flexa, who, enabled us to build this app out so far, and see if there's like another angle that we can play. But so far, no prospects, no real prospects. But the app will be free, so I hope once we have it out there, we can create some interest around it, because I feel that that's like the easiest user experience you can give to people. I wouldn't know how to make it any easier, and still, like, this is the most self-custodial way to do it, right? Because if we think about it, yeah, you can log in with your email. That's a magic link. That's not self-custodial at all, right? That's actually really bad. It's really, really bad. So now this actually enforces what we want people to see about Web3, right? And at the same time, it does what we wanted to do also. So yeah, pizza
The other
day
thing
is
that
great.
The other thing that I really love about it, beyond just being self-custodial, is that it doesn't have, I don't know what a clever term for this is, but like a financial barrier, right? Like, all the other options for engaging with Web3 and on-chain stuff requires that you have the technology within your possession that has the capacity to access the internet. And, you have to have a smartphone that's, new enough. You have to have access to a computer. This is just a card. It doesn't require batteries. You don't have to recharge it. It doesn't have a screen that's going to break. It's a physical card that you can use to engage with the on-chain world without having to actually be on-chain, as in online on-chain. And that, to me, is an extremely unique factor that gets overlooked, because not everybody has the access to that, or it's not always convenient to have access to the technology, but still being able to engage with it is powerful. And speaking of engaging with powerful things, Cece has some updates for us. She is working on a content calendar, and I don't know if you have any other updates on marketing stuff that you want to throw in.
Yeah, sure. Well, today we have had our regular marketing working group call, and we wanted, like a long time ago, to coordinate more our marketing efforts in a content calendar. And so today we have discussed a draft of a content calendar and how we could manage it and use it. So now we have like a much better structure on how contributors, in the case, for example, of Jonathan and Gosman, are going to prepare content for different pillars that we are setting up. So then we will have like weekly topic related content going through different pillars. So in that case, that will give us like much better and also flexible structure to start posting things, and also doing some things that also Stella shared, like for example, downloading these DAO calls from YouTube and making it work for TikTok, and then the same content also going through other socials. So just those small short clips that can help us like highlight the most important things that we have discussed, and people can get really informed on what we have discussed, or things interesting that were shown at the DAO call, for example, like the last DAO call that we had, or for example, this Phoenix app that today Stella showed. So all those things can become now content that can be reused and reposted on every social, and those also could be related to maybe a topic that we are covering at this on the week, and just making it more visible. Yeah, so that's it.
Cool.
That's on the
Awesome. Thanks.
marketing side.
Yeah, thank you. Exciting. I am looking forward to this. I'm glad that things are continuing to get more organized and more structured, which is really helpful for keeping contributors engaged. I feel like you're creating a lot of great opportunities with everything that you've kind of been working. Everybody's been working towards, but I know you've been, Cece, you've been taking a big part in the structure and pushing things forward this direction. And it's challenging to do in a decentralized community, but appreciate everybody who has been along, helping and staying along for the ride. I know that we have some really great contributors out there that are making cool content. So thank you for continuing to do that. And, we'll just keep raising the bar every so often. We just raise the bar a little bit more, and you guys follow up with increasing the quality of the contribution. But yeah, we'll just keep working at that. Thanks for that. Reading the notes down here. Oh, yeah, Julian's offsite. Yeah, it's a bummer, but we'll catch you on the next one.
He told me specifically to convey his apologies to you, Trix, because you're not the responsible person here. And I know it's a bummer for him because he told me a few times that this is like the call that he looks forward to during the week. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a bummer for him not to be here. Anyways, he will be back next week.
Cool. Well, that's good to know. I'm glad that he looks forward to it. I'm sure many of us do. It is definitely a highlight. It's a very positive space, and I think that it is that way because of a lot of intentional work that has been put in over the last few years to maintain a good positive space. That's hard to achieve on the internet. So, it's a sign that there's a lot of high quality individuals a part of this community. And that's why we work together so well. It's truly a pleasure. So thank you for everybody who contributes to that. It is highly valued by many. And on that note, we can move on to community spotlights. So we've been waiting for this update for weeks. It seems like an eternity now. Danny, is he still? Danny, yes. You have time. Can you give us some updates on the P2E Inferno and all the shenanigans you guys have been up to?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's been really, really good. I mean, just a little bit of overview of what P2E Inferno is about. So P2E Inferno is an educational platform, a blockchain educational platform, and a blockchain gaming guild. So we don't just educate on like the Web3 space and all of that. We also actually play games because I love to play games, as Stella knows all too well. So actually, we've been organizing some gaming tournaments since last year. So we just rounded up with a few of them a little over a week ago. We've had a Call of Duty mobile one and an online chess one. So it was really exciting because you get to compete with people from all over. Sometimes when you're in your little echo chamber, you think you're the best, you think you're that great. And when you get to come up against people from some other place in the world with different strategies and different modes of playing, you get to see how good you really are. And then we try to tie this all back to the blockchain because they're rewarded in tokens, and eventually bring that home to Unlock because the platform that coordinates all of these activities is an event ticketing platform that was built on Unlock. So it kind of just ties in different aspects, different things together. And so it's been really exciting. I think one thing that I feel very excited to mention is the online chess one, which we've had the same person win three straight times, and it's crazy because it seems like this guy is some kind of chess genius. Like nobody can beat him. And he was practically bragging that he didn't want to play anymore because he's just gonna win. And everyone was like, you know what, we've been ready for you. We're ready to take you off your throne. Blah 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 blah. And they literally forced him to play, and he played, and he still won. So it's it was crazy, but that's exactly what happened. So that just happened like last week over the weekend. The tournament was 2 days, so it happened on Friday and Saturday. So it's really exciting to have these things happen in the community, and then after all of that, we onboard them into Web3 because most of these people aren't crypto people. So they get to now create wallet, do transactions, learn about gas fees, all of that stuff after they are done with the games. So that's what happened, and we'll be obviously having more tournaments down the road. But that's just what happened recently, and it's really exciting.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for those updates. Yeah, if there's some chess wizards out there, it sounds like there's a champion that needs to be dethroned, or his ego might run away with himself. So you guys better get in there in the P2E Inferno. It's heating up. That's exciting. Yeah, cool. Well, we have some more community updates. Will, I believe you have a plethora of updates to share with us. So if you have time to hop on the mic, now is your opportunity.
Thanks, Triggs. Appreciate it. I don't know if it's a plethora or not, but I will share in case you guys missed it. Over the past several weeks, Unlock Protocol has been featured in the Regenerative Finance Community's news cycle. There is a recent three-part article that was written by the Green Pill Writers Guild, um, who basically did interviews, one-on-one interviews with community leaders within the refi communities as far as their toolkits, what tools they use. Unlock protocols mentioned several times in this three-part series, so that's very exciting to see that it is a common tool that a lot of refi communities are using. So that gives more exposure and awareness to this tool, either from an onboarding perspective or from a governance perspective, or however people feel to use unlock protocol. So I think that not only gives confirmation and validity that the protocol works, but that people are actually using it. So there's that. Additionally, based on previous feedback about the TreeGen's ambassador program, we actually ran an informal poll, and I'll say very informal, because we only got 14 respondents out of a potential of 250 respondents to this poll. But based on that, the general sentiment about their experience of using the Unlock event page as an interest form overall was very positive. As a matter of fact, 57% of respondents said they had a positive experience versus 7% saying they had a non-positive experience. Additionally, some other data from this poll, 28% felt that it was a responsible approach for only collecting 3 data points from people that wanted to participate in this program. And then tied for third was I'll do it again. Web3 tools are cool and much better than Google Forms. So for whatever that's worth, anybody wants to use that data, we can definitely pivot that into a marketing campaign for future use. So CC, if you're interested in the results of that poll, I can share it with you. Unfortunately, the poll's already closed, so I'd have to take a screenshot and share it outside of this forum. But yeah, we have that data to kind of back it up. And that was out of, I think we gave them like 10 different choices, both positive and non-positive, on their experience. And those were the results from that. Additionally, update about KF Media and how we're using Unlock protocol currently. Outside of the TreeGen's Ambassador Program, we have one of our programs called KFM Talks. And what KFM Talks is it's TEDx style talks for independent content creators using nothing but Web3 tooling. The provability in this program is that we can run content creation, rewards, and monetization programs using nothing but Web3 tools through and through. This is a Cello network feature ad for the Cello network, where we're doing most of the activity. So hopefully it gives Unlock a wider footprint onto the Cello blockchain as well. That being said, we have another open call available running through the end of this month. We invited back our 22 alumni. We're looking for 28 more independent content creators who want to get involved with this program. So yeah, there's links already posted in the chat in advance of me speaking about this. If anybody has any questions about any of this information I've shared today, just get in my DMs. You guys know all how to find me by now, and we can talk more. We can have more developed conversations about it. Let's put it that way.
Fantastic. Thank you, Will. Some great updates. Always love to see Unlock out there in the wild. Thank you for always being a spokesperson for the protocol and the DAO as well. That's exciting stuff, and great news about the content creation opportunities. So for people who are listening, you want to get involved, Will is the guy as usual. He is the man. So get in touch. And I'm excited about the data for sharing with marketing. I'm glad CC will be on top of that. But data is always great. I love user feedback, getting actual information from people that have experienced something is so valuable. So that will be great. Thank you for putting in the work to help collect and share that information. Always valued. And that's a good reminder for anybody else who's out there engaging with Unlock. If you have community activities, don't be afraid to collect some data. It's not all bad, right? Like we get in this mindset of data collection being bad because the centralized agencies are the ones that are collecting all of our data, right? But data is power. It is the information is what powers the internet and Web3 and blockchain. And right, exactly. Only if it's done with the wrong way and without consent. Yeah, for sure. But as a decentralized community, we have to be proactive at harnessing the data that we can collect in positive ways, right? In consensual ways that empower people's own sovereignty and agency, right? So they are in control. These are challenging things to do, but it is worth the effort because that data is crucial. And it helps us, just like with our marketing efforts, right? We've done a lot of work to collect information, collect data analytics about what is working, what's not working. And that helps us to be more effective, more targeted, because if we're going to pay for content, we want to make sure we're paying for the right content. And we're not going to know what that is if we're not collecting feedback from people and doing polls, right? And engaging with our target demographics. It's all part of the game. So I'll stop yapping about that, and
No,
we'll let.
that's fine, Tricks. Just one thing here, Ceci. I see that you have interest in that. I'll send it to you on Telegram DMs, Ceci. So just be on the lookout for it.
Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you, Will. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, it's time for Stella to do some more yapping. She came up with 2, 3, 4 more agenda items at the last minute. Okay, yeah, jump in. Let's go for it.
Okay, I promise they're going to be short, okay? So I'm going to quickly share my screen. Okay, so I promised short, right? Shit. We just published this article today, the 101 of smart contracts for creators, which of course features Unlock Call, right? That would be new if it wouldn't be that way. And we are actually doing a webinar on this because we want creators who are being featured in the Alana magazine to be able to sell their artworks independently from platforms, right? So this is happening on the 25th of February. If you're interested to join, this is the link, but also it's going to go out on Alana's social medias today. Then I was yapping about Alana magazine. The new website is out. Yay! Only took us forever because Alana magazine, also the first edition, was obviously sold on Unlock Protocol. So fair warning, okay, don't be angry with me, but I just realized that this verification process is only partially working. So I have to fix it. So it's actually verifying for the people who have the ownership, not the ones that don't have. And it will enable you to download, but for some reason the download from IPFS is not working. So I have to fix that mess that somehow created itself. But everything else is working, and it turned out to be a pretty like easy to navigate site. It's byte coded, so yeah, surprising but cool. And then, as you guys know, I created this one recently, creatorpricing.com, which has seen a lot of attention over like almost half a million views on TikTok when I'm talking about it, and exciting. About a friend of mine. Actually, I'm thinking it was a Nupa. Wait, it was a Nupa. She sent me a LinkedIn post from a girl, Shivani, who is working on something that kind of like fit into the same, I won't call it niche of like trying to help creators, right? So this is her profile. And she posted apparently right before going on holidays, she posted about this tool she created. I think also maybe with vibe coding, I'm not sure. And it actually lets you generate polite responses to people who want to have you work for free for them. So you can just auto generate. I'm not doing that for free, right? Thank you for thinking of me. I only take on paid work to ensure I can give my full attention to every project. So I have to decline, right? Or I appreciate you thinking of me. I'm unable to take on any unpaid projects. So I reached out to her and I asked, hey, this is amazing. Would you mind if I reference that in my tool and, just link it to your page? And she was like, oh, I saw your tool. That's amazing. That's so cool. Yeah, I would be honored. And I was like, cool. And she was like, can I reference your tool? And I'm like, yes. So now we're co-referencing after she's back from holidays, has put it out on a domain. So really looking forward to it. Yeah, I thought it was really exciting. And now we're getting to the dry bit that I need you guys to take a look at, please, this week. Also put the link in the chat. I'm going to do it one more time. This is essentially the pre-proposal. Yeah, I know, right? Crickets. I was like, bye. This is essentially about the delegation of to the stewards, to the active stewards, to ensure, at least for the next few months, that we can reach quorum, right? Because Henry, who owns a bunch of app, he cannot vote right now. His hardware wallet is not with him, and he's for 3 months out of the country. I was super impressed on the last proposal that we had. 48 people voted, and 46 valid addresses actually created a vote, meaning 2 of the people who voted did not have, I think, the delegation active. So they 0 voted, essentially. So again, if you want to vote on any proposal on Tally, you first need to make sure that you're self-delegating your tokens. Okay, it's really important. But either way, I was super impressed. I think we never had 46 people voting on anything. So yeah, amazing. Keep it up. Keep going with that. That's fantastic, because that's how it's supposed to be. So yeah, the only thing we will do, at first, we should discuss this. So if anyone is against this, please voice your opinion in the next week, because we really want to get this proposal up. Actually, ideally still on Friday, to be honest, still doing it this week, right? So we can become operational again, because right now we're not really operational, right? So yeah, please review, please comment. If you don't like it, tell us you don't like it and come up with an alternative, okay? It's really important. It's okay not to like something, but then let us know a much smarter idea that we didn't think of to solve this issue for now, right? And we will use, so it's confirmed what Trick said. It appears that if you vote abstain, it still adds to the quorum, even though it doesn't add to, like a positive vote. So we would be we just delegated the tokens that are currently sitting in the DAO multisig. We self-delegated essentially to the multisig, right? So we can ensure that next time, like when we put up this proposal, it goes at least through quorum. If everyone agrees on it, that's a whole different story, right? So if there are more addresses that are in disagreement, we cannot move forward with it. But again, then please give us alternative ideas. Anyways, that's it. That was the dry bit.
Nice. Well, thank you. Those are great updates. You might have seemed a little dry, but it seemed pretty exciting to me. We even had a cheering soundboard noise in there. So, exciting stuff. We have one last little bit on the agenda. So Diski, the person that was in here last week with that really cool Figma tool that he's building, he's got some questions in the developer channel. A couple people have engaged with him, but one of the questions was around adding time to a lock. So the use case is basically like if somebody buys a 30-day pass and they want to add another 30 days or another 90 days or whatever. He wasn't quite sure how to execute that with Unlock. So I thought this would be a good little mental teaser for people. Think about how you would approach that situation. I think there's a handful of different ways that you could do it, but maybe we can pop in there and give him some suggestions on how he can solve that problem. And kind of show off how awesome of a community we are at helping each other out in the process. So just a little takeaway for everybody to think about as we finalize the meeting. But Stella, you got your hand up, so take it away.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys think, but I would just set it to auto renew. And if people only pay for 1 month, right, then obviously it cannot auto renew. Right? So they go through the same checkout process again and buy another 30 days of membership. It's actually quite straightforward. I can tell him. No worries. I can tell him.
That was what my first thought was too. So validating that the Master Pro has the same idea. So thanks. All right. Well, that is the agenda. So thank you, everybody, for joining. It's been a fantastic time. We actually got it done in less than an hour this week. So yay us. We're getting efficient. Look at us go. I'm going to assume it's not because Julian wasn't here, because I don't think he slows the meeting down. But, we could blame him since he's not here to defend himself. Might as well. But we'll see next week if he shows up. If we go over, I don't know. It's the data's starting to stack against him. But we'll see. We'll give him a chance. Yeah. So that's all I got. Thanks, everybody. And we will see you all next week.
See you guys. Bye-bye.